Eco this, carbon neutral that. What we need is clarity. What we get is confusion. Yes, confusion. From the smallest companies to the biggest. They all love to bang on about their eco credentials in adverts, which sometimes gets them into trouble with the Advertising Standards Authority. Take BMW, who boasted that one of their electric cars had 0% emissions. They just didn't mention the power stations that created the electricity. No pollution there, huh? Renault was also criticised for making similar zero emissions claims. They kept quiet about all the emissions produced in the manufacture of their cars. But this greenwashing isn't just about companies bigging up their eco-credentials while playing down their bad ones. In some cases, I get the feeling it's more about them using a supposed care for the environment as a cover for cutting costs. Like hotels. Ever noticed how some of them ask you to reuse your towels while leaving their own lights on all night? One chain recently asked guests to forego their daily room clean. It made them look green, but also made them happy. They saved 60 grand in water usage and linen. Using caring for the environment to save money is one thing. Using it to make us pay more is another. HSBC have been encouraging their customers to go green and stop having their monthly statements posted to them. Great! Until you actually need official paper copies of your statements from the bank.
I requested bank statements for last 1.5 years. The lady said to me that yes, of course, we can post them, but you will be charged £1 per one sheet of the bank statement. And it was a total cost of £85. I was quite shocked because people basically who receive the bank statements normally via post, they don't pay any penny. And I have to pay £85 only because I went green.
And of course there's our old friends, the supermarkets, also charging you more for being enviro-friendly.
I like a bit of coffee in the morning, and the thought of being green appeals to me. So I should like these eco refills for Kenco's decaf coffee. Yeah, but what I don't like is that gram for gram the coffee costs more in these 150 gram refill packs than it does in these standard 200 gram glass and plastic jars at Asda, Tesco's, Morrison's and Sainsbury's.
I couldn't include packaging without mentioning the oh-so-green Body Shop. We've heard from a chap who ordered a small tube of hand cream from them, similar to this one. Just look at the ridiculous amount of wrapping they delivered it in. What was that Body Shop slogan again? But this isn't all about private enterprise, there's government greenwash too. Look at air passenger duty, the tax on flying that's rocketed over the last 4 years. The last government implied this would be for environmental reasons. They predicted that the doubling of APD rates in 2007 would have a climate change impact of approximately 750,000 tonnes of carbon per year. They implied it was a green tax on the basis it would discourage people from flying and cut carbon emissions. Come on! What's wrong with that? Well, let me tell you. The way this tax is calculated is, how can I put this, barking mad. You see, it's based on capital cities. So, if I want to fly from London to, say, the Dominican Republic, I'll be charged £75 because the capital of that island is 4,358 miles away. But if I want to travel to Hawaii, over 5,500 miles further away, I'll only be charged £60. That's because Hawaii is part of the USA and its capital is Washington DC, which is only 3,675 miles from London. Bonkers? Just listen to this. Private jets, which leave the biggest carbon footprint of the lot, are exempt from the tax.
It looks as though the present system was dreamed up during a tea break. It bears very little resemblance between the amount of damage that I am causing by buying a ticket on a flight and the amount of tax that I'm paying on that ticket. Now, one way you could do it is just basically say, okay everybody, 1 penny in tax for every mile you fly. But even that isn't good enough, because if you happen to be flying in a half-empty, clapped-out old plane rather than a brand new, super efficient Airbus A380 packed full, well, you're going to be causing much more damage per person.
So how can this madness be justified as a green initiative? Well, it can't. 18 months ago, the former Chancellor, Alistair Darling, gave up pretending APD was about the environment and said this instead. We need to raise money to pay for some of the things we have done. Northern Rock has cost a lot of money.
So there you have it. That extra tax you pay to board your holiday flight isn't to fight climate change, it's to help pay for the bank bailout. At least the present government don't call it a green tax, and they have agreed to consult on it. Hope they remember to consult me before I go to the Dominican Republic.
OK, a few responses to that film. First of all,